Does that look circular to you?
Yeah, it does. We got it?
Look at this. Look at this. Here we go. We hit pay dirt, boys!
There we are, buried under the sands of Juno Beach. A German machine gun bunker was hidden after its deadly role in the Second World War and the D-Day invasion. That is until a Canadian documentary uncovered this important piece of our country's history. Joining us from Montreal to talk a little bit more about it, military historian David O'Keefe, and here in studio with me, Wayne Abbott, who is a producer and presenter at Northern Sky Entertainment. Gentlemen, thanks to both of you. Wayne, if I could start with you, how you managed to, first of all, find this bunker.
Well, it was definitely a lot of persistence on our part. We went into the Juno Beach area. We got permission from the mayor of the town to find a number of different sites. And, you know, Dave he can talk a bit about the Allied intelligence map that we were using, as well as we had a photo from 1947 that remarkably, 3 years after D-Day, showed all the German fortifications totally exposed. So we were able to use those points, and we had ground penetrating radar, magnetometers, and we found one target, which then led us to finding the Tobruk. So it took about 3 or 4 days.
Dave, let me get you in on the conversation here. You had this original map and some of the stuff you were following, and then using that, you were able to actually pinpoint this, and then you guys struck pay dirt, literally.
Well, yeah. I mean, it was very difficult. I mean, we'd been using ground-penetrating radar, and of course the sand was playing, you know, havoc with that. And so it was just a question of combining all the particular sources together, and then finally, with a little bit of pigeon sense, we were able to put it all together. And when we hit it, it was something else.
Let's talk about the history behind this, if I can ask you, Dave, for this. You know, during the Second World War, the Nazis had created this whole network of these kind of bunkers, thousands of them, from Denmark right through to France. The whole idea was to create a fortress in Europe, and this bunker would have been one of those installations, correct?
Oh yeah, one of many actually, and it just happened to be on June 6, 1944. This happened to play an incredible role in Canadian history, and particularly with the men of the Winnipeg Rifles who landed there. Sad to say, this particular bunker did a lot of the killing on that day, and it became the ultimate antagonist, if you will, for their experience.
Wayne, you also had the opportunity to share this discovery with a Canadian vet, Jim Parks. What did he have to say? What was his reaction when he realized what you guys had found?
It didn't take long for him to know what it was, because we didn't tell him until we sat there and we showed him the video. And once he saw that iconic circular ring of the Tobruk, he just said, "That's a machine gun post." And I think the more we sat with him, the more we talked, it brought back a lot of memories. And he told us a number of stories about some of his comrades who died because of the machine gun fire.
There were 300 Canadians who were killed on D-Day and many thousands during the Normandy invasion. And, you know, you think back to, we are 70 years since the end of World War II, 71 years since the D-Day anniversary, of course, Dave. And it's remarkable that we're still finding things like you guys did, this bunker.
Oh yeah, I mean, it's, you know, the battlefields all around the world are just littered with, you know, with former remnants. I mean, that's one of the reasons why Wayne and I do the show. We absolutely love, you know, what we do on War Junk, because we get a chance to go right around the world and tell the stories of the battles and the people behind the battles from what's left. And this is just a great example of what can still be found out there.
The Juno Beach has such a huge significance for our country. And Wayne, I want to ask you what you would like to see done with this bunker.
Well, we've been already we've already had open discussions with the Juno Beach Center about what they want to do, because it now is another piece of the D-Day puzzle, because they already have a big observation post that's been exposed. They dug out a German headquarters very near the Tobruk a few years ago, and now with this piece, it's very significant in the overall, you know, feel and look for the visitors when they come in there and they see what the Canadians had to face that day. So we've already offered $5,000 from our show, from the War Junk team, to at least kickstart it. And they're going to put a plan in place to see how they can excavate it, and we'll help them over the next year.
Dave, that's such a key part of this as well, right? Is funding this kind of stuff to make sure that it's preserved.
Oh, without a doubt. I mean, you know, you can't move forward with things like this and opening them up to the public and take people back to 1944 unless you've got the help of everybody, whether it be government, private, corporate, or the individual getting involved. I mean, it's extremely important for Canadian history.
Thanks to both of you for coming on. The show is going to be on when?
During Remembrance Week.
Yeah.
It's part of a 4-part series, and hope everybody watches it. And there is more in this show that we found than just this one.
Plenty of surprises.
That's a great tease.
Remembrance Week.
Yeah, there we go.
Okay.
Thank you, gentlemen, for this.
No problem.
Thank you.